Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 17, episode number 1.
So we're back. Season 17 is finally here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please send us your comments. Feel free to give us your take on our say so. If you differ or agree with what we're saying, please share and please click that like button because it helps us in the algorithm. And we thank you and we say bless you for supporting this channel.
Thank you
So
so
here
much,
we
y'all.
go. We're going to discuss Michael.
Right.
And Michael, they showed us the experts meeting with him. And Michael said, "Hey, I'm not for everyone. I'm a little eccentric." And
With eccentric tastes.
yes.
And he's also, I think he's a senior project manager for a tech firm, I believe, in terms of his career.
Yes, and he did say he feels free to express who he is, and he does that through his clothing. He said that since he has been to Denver, he has experienced difficulties in dating and meeting a woman that he wants to hook up with and be married.
Yeah, he's in search of a certain type of woman, one that wants to travel, one that wants to be married.
Before we saw Michael gathering with the men and they're talking about different things,
Right.
and he
And this is
seemed
prior to,
personable, right?
right,
He
prior to
seemed
the ceremony.
personable, and when the wedding rolled through, he was dressed in a black suit with a pink tie, and he had a crown and these glasses on,
Would look like, and would also look like a sword as well
and he had a sword.
on his hip.
Yes.
I'm wondering what was he gonna do with it? I'm not, and let me say this, okay? It's okay to be different as far as I'm concerned and have a different vibe to you, but in this particular and very unique and unusual circumstance, I don't think that the extras that he was donning, shall we say, the paper crown, a plastic crown, or whatever that was pinned to the side like a Kangol hat, and a sword on his hip, wearing that he was wearing on his hip is definitely the best way to make a first impression.
I know he said he's an acquired taste, but there's a certain percentage of women that's going to be attracted to a man who, as he says, expresses himself through his clothing. And he doesn't seem like he got that vibe of, Denver. He seemed more
Out of
suitable
place,
yeah, he seemed more suitable in a different
New
environment
York
than
City
that.
maybe, or LA. You would know about
Yeah,
LA. I
one
wouldn't know
of
about
the
New York City.
experts
Yeah.
said
Hmm.
said that she seemed like he was, misplaced. I don't think that he thought about the first impression bit.
I
I
think
think he wanted to so be himself so much that it went overboard, and he scared the woman off. And they showed us him standing there initially, then they showed a chyron of 10 minutes. He's standing at the altar 15 minutes, then it went to 20 minutes, and then she came out. And the cameras protected her. We didn't see her family or her face, but they showed Michael's friends,
family,
and
no.
all of a sudden she said didn't think she could do it. Clearly by the long wait he had to go through.
At that point, this man is who I think genuinely had motives of finding his, forever wife and was willing to go through this very unusual and very unique process in an effort to see if this one could be. His face was broken, and I kind of felt bad for him in the sense that hey, look, this guy's say what you will about whatever you've seen about him and don't necessarily know about him, his appearance, and all the things that he hasn't said about himself. But what he did do, obviously, is show up to meet who he thought would be his forever wife, and it did, and had genuine motives in doing so.
His friends were trying to console him, and
Sure,
he was tearing up. This is one of the pitfalls of doing a show like
a
this.
reality-based TV show.
Someone can change their mind.
And while she obviously had the right to do so, and go through the process like he did with the intention of doing it, it's also within her right to change her mind based on what she sees. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that because before she even came out, she was late coming to the altar.
Hmm.
And that tells you that she is having either a panic attack,
Or a bit of
or
nerves.
it's becoming clearer to her that she doesn't have the spirit or wherewithal or skill set to do something like this. So she made a different decision. But what I find questionable is this: why was Michael chosen to begin with? Michael is attracted to a certain type of woman.
Mhm.
And unless they have that woman who would vibe with him as soon as she saw him, then it was a non starter. Additionally, I thought it was humiliating that this happened. It was in their power and reach to take him out that journey out completely and perhaps do an interview with him. But to show him showing up at the altar, and then we show him crying and in distress, and then he now has to live with the consequences of this is now being viewed by millions of people. I thought that they did not protect him as they did the bride. Perhaps she had a better lawyer than he did,
Well,
because they cut everything of her out. They did not even show her face.
well, I think it was definitely mishandled by the show and its producers regarding, you know, that part of it or that angle could have been handled much better from my vantage point by them. Both these people feelings and have made sacrifices to be or to share this part of their life.
They didn't have to show us his humiliation and then use that humiliation to promote the season. I did see the blessing. The woman wasn't for him and he wasn't for that
Right.
woman. So, it might as well know right now rather than go
Down the
through
line
eight
or go
weeks.
through pretenses and all that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yep, I agree with that.
It was heartbreaking to watch,
Yeah, I felt
and
bad
we
for him.
hope he's in a better place and prepared to deal with what people will say and what people will post and all this other stuff, because you gotta sort of like have a tough
Exterior
exterior to
skin, yeah.
deal with the nastiness that will probably come. And there's gonna be good people sending him, love
Well
and
wishes and
support
you're
and
trying to
what
build him
have you.
back up. Yeah, if he's
But I just think that they should have tried to protect his own mental health and cover him a little more than they actually
I
did.
think it would have been a more of a balanced approach to
Yes.
this scenario, this unusual scenario, than what they did.
The woman who is signing up for this show, you have to make sure that they too are an acquired taste. Or they have to work with an abundance of nerves once they recognize exactly what they sign up for and what's getting ready to happen. And I think it was a factor of both those things coming together. That's why the woman left.
It just seems to me that the experts should be far more accurate in terms of selecting participants who are in more of an alignment with the people that with one of the parties that they've already selected as being part of the process. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I think that that would kind of alleviate some of the problems and maybe lessen the chance or likelihood of this happening.
Well, anyway, we feel for the brother. We
Yeah,
hope that he's doing well.
yeah.
God surrounds him with a whole lot of love and goodness, because goodness is surely gonna come upon him.
And who knows, as a result of seeing this guy go through that kind of trauma, it may have led to, a door opening for
The
that
right
one, yeah,
person.
the right person to walk through that door.